Starting now on KRQE News 13 this morning, a close encounter.
I run as fast as I can. We have the shoes on, everything like that.
What this man says he did after nearly being run over by a suspected thief that may have helped police nab the suspect.
And we're following breaking overnight news. A massive explosion leads to evacuations. What authorities say happened moments before that sparked this.
Plus, following the faithful as thousands of pilgrims make annual walks across the state today, we're live with everything you need to know right now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to KRQE News 13 this morning. I'm Adam Atchison.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Crystal Gutierrez. Happening this morning, tens of thousands will lace up and take part in pilgrimages across the state. The biggest, the trek to El Santuario de Chimayo. It's a good way to recognize Good Friday.
And they walk for prayer, reflection, and sacrifice. It's a tradition for many Catholics in New Mexico, a pilgrimage to sacred ground. Yeah, News 13's Catherine Mazzone is not far from the Holy Shrine. She's live in Nambe at the turnoff to Chimayo. Good morning, Catherine.
That's right, Adam, Crystal. In the past 10 minutes or so, I want to say that we've seen more walkers and fewer cars. But just as I say that, of course, we're going to see some cars. We've also seen more law enforcement out here, no doubt, keeping walkers safe and making sure that drivers are really paying attention this morning. I mean, whether you're walking from Albuquerque or just from here to Chimayo, it's really important that people stay safe. I mean, they do it for all sorts of reasons. Chimayo sees nearly 200,000 visitors every year, with most of them coming this weekend. So you can imagine what today is going to be like. Worshippers have flocked to this holy site each Easter season for about 200 years. Many walk to the adobe church to collect dirt they believe has healing powers. Now, it is expected that driving this area is going to be difficult this morning. Keep in mind, drivers, you want to look out for pedestrians. And as usual, pedestrians, you want to make sure that you're wearing light-colored clothing or reflective gear so that drivers can better see you. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Catherine. Now, here are some facts you need to know this morning. US 84 right here to 285, just north of Santa Fe. The right lanes will be closed. You'll also want to be cautious on other main pilgrimage routes like State Highways 502 and 503. And of course, Highway 76, that's the main road to Chimayo. It will be the most crowded.
As you heard Catherine say there, the state says it's making safety a top priority as people make their way to Chimayo this morning.
Starting today, our crews are going on 12-hour shifts. They'll be working around the clock.
For more than 2 weeks, crews with the New Mexico Department of Transportation have been on hand to prepare and manage roads throughout this annual tradition. To facilitate people walking to Chimayo, the Department of Transportation has been putting up temporary stop signs so that pedestrians can cross roads. They've installed portable lights and even covered cattle guards along the route. DOT reps say it's their job to keep walkers safe.
They'll be out patrolling, also checking to see if there are any incidents that occur with the pilgrims. And if they are, our crews can call in assistance or provide assistance.
That's why DOT says it's so important that everything's in place and ready to go, from traffic signals to trash-free shoulders.
Also happening right now, thousands will make the trek up Tome Hill in Valencia County. The tradition began years ago with the penitentes, who made the pilgrimage to make penance. As pilgrims make the hike, they are greeted by 3 crosses at the top of the hill. Some say they've experienced miracles of healing when they reach the top. And as you prepare to make the trek either to Tome Hill or El Santuario, it's going to be a chilly one.
Yeah, grab the coat for sure. Kristen Curry's in the Weather Center with the very latest. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, guys. That's exactly right. The biggest story this morning are those cold temperatures that we have pretty much statewide. But for those who are out walking this morning, got to bundle up and layer it, because by the time we hit the later part of this afternoon, we will be warmer. Chimayo, you're starting off in the 20s this morning before eventually climbing into the upper 40s by noontime and eventually topping out near 57. And those who are down near Tome Hill, notice the temperature climb here. It's cold to start, but we'll actually get close to 70 down there in Valencia County. The winds will be a factor statewide out of the northwest, about 15 to 25 miles per hour. But by the time we come back tomorrow, some of us are going to be looking at snow. So I'll break down that full forecast for you coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Remember to stay with KRQE all morning long as we continue to follow the pilgrimages to both El Santuario de Chimayo and Tome Hill. For a list of road closures, maps, even pictures, head on over to our website, krqe.com, or download our KRQE News app. On to this, a New Mexico man already serving more than 40 years in federal prison for raping a minor will serve more time starting this morning, this time for murder. On Thursday, Eddie Chaco was sentenced to 16 years by the state for the murder of Darren Sosi. The 36-year-old father was brutally beaten to death and dumped at a vacant apartment complex in 2010. Chaco is no stranger to serious violent offenses. He's doing a 43-year federal sentence for raping a little girl starting when she was only 9. The federal and state sentences will run concurrently.
New this morning, Verizon says it will soon start notifying customers affected by a data breach. The wireless provider says its IT unit recently discovered and fixed a security flaw. The company has not said exactly what the issue is, but it does say that no customer information was taken. No word on how many customers are impacted.
Oh, geez, explosion.
We're following breaking overnight news right now. Fire crews are still working on hot spots of this massive fire after a huge explosion in Callaway, Minnesota last night. Investigators say a tanker carrying 10,000 gallons of propane collided with the truck, causing the explosion around 10:30 last night. The drivers of both vehicles are expected to be okay. It did lead to evacuations. At this time, homeowners are not being allowed back into their homes until possibly noon, if not later today.
It's incredible video. Bridge work begins on I-40 over Tramway today. Here's what you need to know. It means that traffic on the bridge will be down to one lane in both directions so that crews can apply an epoxy overlay to preserve the road. Construction starts tonight at 9 and it runs through Sunday morning at 5.
On to this developing story this morning. The embattled Doña Ana County treasurer will head to trial in a fight to keep his job. David Gutierrez has refused to resign for more than a year. He's accused of offering $2,000 to an employee to have sex with him back in 2014. A grand jury also indicted him on 3 felony public corruption charges, including using public office to obtain personal benefit. He'll have to stand trial again on the charges and faces 18 months in prison if he's found guilty.
Time is 6:07. A Clovis man is facing battery and burglary charges this morning after police say he dragged another man trying to keep him from getting away. The man was dragged while trying to stop a thief. The whole thing was caught on camera. Jake Adkins says he noticed a car sitting outside his Clovis home yesterday, and when he went to check it out, he caught a man stealing his dad's golf clubs. Adkins tried to stop him right here, but the man jumped in his car and he began to back up. Adkins was holding on there and he dragged him along with him. Police say the man behind the wheel is 26-year-old Shane Wilson. He was arrested yesterday. Pretty dramatic.
Very scary. Don't do that. Call police instead. Okay, new dramatic cell phone video this morning shows the arrest of a suspected drug dealer in Maryland. Take a look at this. The person behind the cell phone could be heard giving a play-by-play of the entire thing as it unfolded. Police say the chase started when they tried pulling over this man for speeding. Authorities say he then rammed 2 police cars. Officers were forced to lay out a spike strip. Then the witness thinks officers got their guy, right? They don't. The suspect just hops out, takes off on foot, even with a gun drawn on him at that time. That's when the video gets interesting. Take a look here. Officers had to tackle the man to the ground, finally making the arrest. Police say the man is very dangerous, and he has been arrested several times before. He is now facing drug charges. None of the officers were seriously hurt in this.
It took like about 6 of them.
It
looks
did.
Like. Yeah. Wow. Pretty intense.
Okay, starting now on KRQE News 13 this morning, questionable comments.
And I did not want to deal with the inbred jeds down there that are all related to one of this.
What school official is behind the comments in this secret audio recording? What the district did about it?
Plus, shooting suspect search. What FBI agents now say led to an officer-involved shooting at a local casino.
And Good Friday tradition. Walkers are already stomping the pavement this morning as pilgrimages across the state get underway. We're live at the biggest, the Walk to Chimayo. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to KRQE News 13 this morning. I'm Krista Gutierrez.
And I'm Adam Atchison. As you wake up today, many people are already on the road making the walk to El Santuario de Chimayo.
They sure are. And they're walking for prayer, reflection, and sacrifice. Today's pilgrimage is a tradition for many Catholics in our state.
News 13's Catherine Mazzone, not far from the shrine. She's live at Nambe at the turnoff to Chimayo. Catherine, a lot of people out?
Good morning, Adam, Crystal. We've been here for about 2 hours now, a little bit more than 2 hours actually, and I've noticed that the traffic and the pilgrims come in wave, and you can see that was just one big wave of traffic. Things are definitely picking up though this morning, and as such I've seen more law enforcement vehicles out here too, making sure that walkers can see the shoulder. I mean, people who are coming from 40 miles or 4 miles, it doesn't matter. Each has their own reason for doing so. People have been coming here for 200 years, 200,000 a year about, and most of those people are coming here right this weekend. Worshippers have flocked here, like I said, for 200 years for the Easter season. Many walk to the Adobe Church, Santuario de Chimayo, to collect dirt they believe has healing powers. Now, as I was mentioning, things are picking up, so expect some traffic and some delays. If you can, stay out of the area if you're just commuting this morning. Otherwise, walkers, obviously the DOT always recommends that you wear light colored clothing or reflective gear so that drivers can better see you. Back to you.
All right, good advice. Thank you, Catherine. Now, here are some facts you need to know if you are heading out the door this morning. US 84 285 will have the right lanes closed north of Santa Fe. You're also going to want to be cautious on other main pilgrimage routes like State Highways 502 and 503, and of course Highway 76, which is the main road to Chimayo. That will be the most crowded.
And while thousands make their way to Chimayo this morning, the state is making sure all those pilgrims are kept safe.
Starting today, our crews are going on 12-hour shifts. They'll be working around the clock.
For more than 2 weeks, crews with the New Mexico Department of Transportation have been on hand to repair and manage roads throughout the route of this annual tradition. Today, you will see temporary stop signs that the DOT has put up so pedestrians can cross safely. You'll also see portable lights and some covered cattle guards along the route. And their work is not over yet. DOT reps will actually be out along with walkers this morning.
Be out patrolling, making sure that the roadways are still clear, but also checking to see if there are any incidents that occur with the pilgrims. And if they are, our crews can call in assistance or provide assistance.
And that's why DOT says it's so important everything's in place and ready to go, from traffic signals to trash-free shoulders.
Also happening today, thousands are making the trek to Tome Hill in Valencia County. That tradition began years ago with those who made the pilgrimage to make penance. As pilgrims make the hike up there, they're greeted by 3 crosses at the top of the hill. Some say they've experienced miracles of healing when they reach the top. And temperatures very chilly as you prepare to head out the door right now.
Absolutely. Dress in layers today. Kristen Curry is tracking the weather for both the walkers at Tome and El Santuario.
Good morning, guys. That's exactly right. Cold, cold, cold to start our day, as most of us are below freezing this morning. For those in and around Chimayo, down to the 20s to start, but we are going to warm up nicely, so grab a jacket, layer it. As we get into the later part of this afternoon, we'll be in the upper 50s. Still going to be facing some wind this afternoon, and those winds will be stronger than what we had yesterday at about 15 to 25 later today. Tome Hill looking at 30s to start, 50s by lunchtime before eventually topping out near 68. So very warm down there to the south of us. But when it comes to this overall outlook here, today's going to be the day for wind and fire danger. Tomorrow, some of us are going to be kicking off Easter weekend with some snow. Details on that coming up.
And remember to stay with KRQE all morning long as we continue to follow the pilgrimages to both El Santuario de Chimayo and Tome Hill. For a list of road closures, maps, and pictures, head on over to our website, krqe.com, or download our KRQE News app.
Time now, 6:35, happening right now. The FBI is asking for your help in finding a man they say was involved in a shooting at the Route 66 casino. This happened about 12:30 yesterday morning, Thursday morning. Of course, we brought it to you as breaking news to start the day. According to the FBI, Laguna Pueblo police officer 37-year-old Peter Tanzilli was investigating a stolen car, and when he approached the 2 people inside, police say Tanzilli was shot. At that point, one of the male suspects was also shot and killed. But agents are still looking for this man, seen in lapel video, wearing black shorts with a white stripe, a black jacket, and black shoes. The officer is recovering this morning at UNMH.
They're here to serve and protect us, and thank God he was here. I hope he does a lot better.
Anyone with information is asked to call the FBI. 505-889-1300 is the number. We have that on the KRQE News app right now if you need more information.
On to this developing story this morning. Despite a not guilty verdict, this morning a former Albuquerque magic shop owner accused of sexually abusing kids is getting ready for trial again. A jury found Neil Stammer not guilty of all 4 counts in his second molestation trial yesterday. However, Stammer was found guilty in December of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old boy in 1999. That was the first of a series of sexual assault cases. The third sex abuse case trial gets underway in August. We will be there. We'll bring you the latest.
Bridge work begins on I-40 over Tramway in just hours, and this means traffic on the bridge will be down to 1 lane in both directions so that crews can apply an epoxy overlay to preserve the road. Construction starts tonight at 9 and it runs through Monday morning at 5. Last half hour we said it was Sunday, but it actually continues all the way through the weekend.
Okay.
Just a good note for drivers.
And we turn out to some breaking news just into our newsroom. We're learning 2 Americans are among the more than 30 killed in this week's terror attacks in Brussels.
Yeah, according to the Associated Press, the family of 2 New York City siblings has confirmed that authorities say they died in the terrorist bombings in Brussels. This as a massive manhunt still underway in Europe for suspects connected with Tuesday's carnage. Belgian prosecutors say several people were arrested Thursday following raids around the country's capital. A French official says raids outside Paris disrupted a planned terror attack in its advanced stages.
Newly released poll shows many Americans are not polling for either the Democratic or Republican frontrunners in this year's race. This morning, former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson is hoping to capitalize on that lack of enthusiasm. A March Gallup survey shows Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton's favorability is at 41%, while Republican frontrunner Donald Trump is at 30%. Meanwhile, Johnson, the likely Libertarian Party nominee this year, tells News 13 he believes his socially liberal yet fiscally conservative agenda could attract a big group of people.
I think the vast majority of Americans are libertarian. It's just that they don't know it.
Monmouth University asked voters who they'd pick in a 3-way race between Clinton, Trump, and Johnson. Johnson got 11% support, but more than 3/4 of voters who were asked didn't know enough about him to even have an opinion.
A Crown Point High School principal's out of a job this morning after he was secretly caught talking down about Navajo and gay people.
And I did not want to deal with the inbred Jeds down there that are all related to one of this.
The person recording says that's Principal Dr. J.D. Reed talking with employees of Crown Point High School about people in Rama and members of the Gallup-McKinley School Board. The recording quickly sparked demands for his firing. At one point, Reed said that white people face discrimination from the Navajo School Board members, whom he also outed as gay.
2 of them have an alternative lifestyle, if not more than one. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a big issue. You can't have gay Navajos walking around here and that kind of.
Another man can be heard laughing in that same recording. We did reach out to the superintendent to see if he is facing disciplinary action. We have not heard back.